Alright, everyone, welcome back to part 2 of my first FPVOD for Ages of Star Wars Jedi Civil War as the Sith. Right now, it looks like, quite frankly, it looks like we kicked the Republic's ass. We've taken the field, so to speak, this little part of us. I'm hypering in the second interdictor. This one's a standard one and not a hero unit. And just, securing the position. Although you want to seize an aggressive position, you don't want to push in necessarily until you have a strong force of capital ships with a fighter screen, because the enemy can concentrate against you and take out your forces, then they'll have a fleet and you won't, and that's obviously very bad. So it appears I am going to go forward now, see what I can do, blow a hole in the perimeter defense, because those dinky little turrets, they can't stand up against interdictor class fire. These are real capital ships, blowing the hell out of everything. Looks like the third one's up.
Receiving message. Unit in production.
Gonna make some more. Just generally mass up. That's what you want to do, mass up. Now, these things are normally very costly, so I wouldn't be able to do this, but this is just a fun demonstration. There is Cartho Nassi, the hero unit, on the Endar Spire. And you notice how he's little? Yeah, well, we can kill him very easily, so that's what I'm ordering my units to do. Well, first we focus down the nearest turret, and then we switch our firing priority to the Endar Spire, which is Cartho Nassi's flagship, right there. The one that's starting to explode already. Yeah, that's not good for him. Boom and boom. He's not gonna last long. Look at him charging. It's just suicidal against that much firepower. You can't stand against that much firepower. There's more hammerheads coming up. But really, hammerheads don't cut it against firepower of that magnitude. They need to get some paladins in here. These are just medium comps. On hard, they will paladin you. They will bring everything. They will bring Death Stars when you're still stuck back in, like, Z95 Headhunter X-Wing Tech 1. They'll be on the 5th tech bringing in Star Destroyers. But for now, the field is fairly even, and I have a major advantage. I'm pushing in with a large fleet. The fleet will only get larger. Their defensive line is totally collapsing. We're starting to fire on the station itself. That's the Republic station right there. That's Class 5 station. It's been fully upgraded. It's really tough. Dozens of batteries of guns. They got torpedoes, turbo lasers, the works. So we really need firepower to take it out. In addition, they do have a paladin, as you can see right there. And they're probably bringing in more fleets, because this is basically the Republic's last stand. We will crush the Republican scum from the galaxy and all that bullshit. And the next interdictor is 75% done. We're just pushing in. Slow push, I like to call it, because the interdictors are powerful, but let's be honest, they aren't really going anywhere really fast. There's some fighters. Normally, in normal Empire at War, capital ship guns can't hit fighters, period. It's crippling over-specialization, and it's actually kind of ridiculous. And this game still has it. Capital ships really suck against fighters, but in this mod, they are capable of hitting them. As you saw, a couple did die from that huge Furious barrage. And there's a Paladin charging out, but even a destroyer of that class really doesn't have what it takes to take on multiple interdictors and win. They need to mass up their forces more. You can't come at us piecemeal. The Sith won't let you come at them piecemeal. The interdictor is taking some decent fire, though. That appears to be just a regular one. Warping in my 5th or 6th interdictor. Screen forces. That paladin, you can see it. It's just getting ripped apart. Doesn't matter how tough a ship is if it gets destroyed. For a moment, it looked like that bridge was blown up, but no, that's just a hammerhead going up in massive plumes of smoke. Yeah, it's dead. It's so
Nowhere
dead.
to run.
Nowhere to run. I agree. I'm gonna have less to say about this because, really, you know, by this point in the game, it's almost been decided in a way, because the only possible way I can see anything happening is if you amass a fleet elsewhere. You slip through our fleet, like in one of the other corners of the map, and then come down on us before we destroy the space station. But really, when we have such a force multiplier and such a force advantage, and our base hasn't been touched, the enemy hasn't come near it with anything more than raiding groups. They had flanked us with a paladin, but apparently it pissed off. I don't know where that is. So, next interdictor coming in. At this stage, it's already pretty much GG, good game. And, well, admittedly, the comp didn't put up much of a fight, but on the higher difficulties, they will warp in your face with super star destroyers and other various niceties. And it can get quite tense.
Decoding transmission.
And now, just to show off, I'm going to get Darth Nihilus' Ravager, which is basically a ship that destroys everything ever, as you might expect. There is a whole Ravager line aside of standard ships aside from the hero unit, but I'm buying the hero unit first. And actually, although they're more powerful, I think the interdictors are just cooler to look at and cooler to have. So I believe after I get the Ravager, I switch back to interdictor production. And there goes the Paladin. Ooh. It's gotta be painful. As you upgrade the station, as you can see, it gets more powerful. The Republic station, look at all that stuff. I mean, it's getting destroyed, but all those hardpoints and weaponry, a couple of my interdictors actually get pretty badly beaten up. As for the Sith space station, when you upgrade it to level 5, it's called the Starforge, and it warps in interdictors for free periodically. It just produces them. I believe that's what those things are up there. Yep, see that? See that? That was all free. I didn't have to pay for any of that. It just automatically spawned that. The Sith have ridiculously high spawn rates. And you can hear the status reports. They'll give you real-time status reports about how their ship's getting damaged, what capabilities they're losing. Yeah, that hammerhead is so fucked. I don't know why he's still tossing hammerheads at us. I mean, medium opponents aren't supposed to be this stupid. Hammerheads aren't cutting it. They have to have the tech by now. I think they're at level 5. They could start tossing Reliant class command cruisers, which are basically bigger and meaner, or the specialized command ship, which are so powerful the Republic is limited to 3 at a time. Period. Like, you can't make any more. There can only exist 3 on the battlefield at a time. But they keep making hammerheads. Lots and lots of hammerheads. It's nonsense. Just look at the size. Look at the firepower. Look how much red is coming in. Look how much green they're projecting out. A little pathfinding error, though. Big ships can't go around each other, which is insanely stupid if you ask me. I mean, it's space. Go up, go down. Then again, in this game, space is really 2D, as you say, as you can see, but, you know, that's one of the concessions for gameplay. Acceptable breaks from reality and all that. As you can see, we're really pounding on the station now. It's burning in several places. Shields are down. Ah, yes, and here comes Darth Nihilus. It's not going to get much better for the Republic, folks. This is this is where the game starts to lag, though, because generally the population in space is limited to 20 population points. I have tweaked it so that I can field 3 times as much. Everyone can field 3 times as much, which makes for really gigantic space battles that the makers never intended. But I don't get the point of an arbitrary small unit limit for space battles. I think it should be as big as you want. Although it does cause minor slowdown, it's nothing that I can't play with. So I'd well take that. I'd accept that consequence of getting a bit of slowdown, which you're going to see. Okay, now see the Ravager? It's going up against a Paladin, almost single-handed. There go its engines already. We've already busted through its shields. And now this little clip is just showing it picking apart the hard points, blowing up it laser cannon by laser cannon. And we have them now. That's the whole theme of this video. It's odd. In space battles, the tipping point occurs less than halfway through, as long as you develop fully and you follow through. If I hadn't followed through, I'm confident the computer would have got its balance up and done more. So yeah, guys, thanks for listening. See you in the final part.